get to go first. My name is Megan Riaz. I'm with Bethesda Health Clinic. We are a nonprofit medical and dental clinic in Tyler, and we serve all of East Texas. We also have a satellite clinic here in Lindale at this campus, actually right by the food pantry, and we are in Lindale twice a month. What we do, our mission is to really fill the gap, so the people that are working, low income, without health insurance. Before Bethesda, a lot of those folks ended up in the emergency room or going without care. And so Bethesda Clinic was created to give them an opportunity to receive health care in the name of Jesus Christ at an affordable rate, and to keep them living an abundant life for their families and being able to work and just take care of themselves and have a great, fulfilling life. And so that's what we do. It's not a free clinic. You do have to pay. It's based on your income, but there's only 2 co-pays. It's super affordable. It's $20 or $30. And that means you can see a primary care doctor, you can get medication. We have a medication assistance program. A lot of our patients get insulin and other really expensive drugs for free. We have 2 counselors at our Tyler location, so you could get a counseling visit for $20. We also have a bilingual counselor. We have a whole medical staff. We have paid doctors and we have volunteer doctors that work together. We have a gynecologist on staff on Mondays, so we do offer women's health services. And we also have a full dental department, so we're able to do everything you can think of. There's really nowhere else to do dental for low-income uninsured East Texans except for Bethesda. So we do extractions, root canals, fillings, partial dentures, crowns. It's really an amazing place. Everything is high quality. So if you know someone who doesn't have health insurance, I just always encourage you to really tell them about Bethesda. We have a website, BethesdaClinic.org. You can go online and apply to be a patient on the website. It's a very easy process. You can also come into the clinic and we can help you, but you can be seen in Tyler or Lindale. I have a lot to talk about. I'm going really fast. But you can learn more about us on our website, and we're happy to serve the community here.
Hi, I'm Deanna Sims with the Children's Advocacy Center of Smith County. Children are referred to us through law enforcement or child protective investigations or through a court order. These are children who have either been severely physically abused, sexually abused, or have witnessed a violent crime in our community. If you think about the bravest thing that you've ever done in your life, think about that for a second. For 1,116 children this last year, it was to come to our center and tell their story of abuse. It's a huge thing for a child to do. Many times they think that this is somehow their fault, or that what they tell has been threatened by the person who has harmed them, or they are afraid of sending someone in their family or that they love to jail, or breaking up their family. So it's a huge thing to do. We know that for 60% of children who tell their story of abuse, 60% of children who have been abused will never tell anyone. And we know that 1 out of 10 children by the time they're 18 will have been sexually abused, and that doesn't include physical abuse, which we saw a great spike in during the pandemic. So what we want to make sure is that every child has an opportunity to tell. The fact that we are growing rapidly is a good thing. It doesn't mean that abuse has necessarily increased. It means that more children are feeling empowered to tell. Teachers are our #1 reporters. As a matter of fact, in Lindale, at our high school campus in Lindale, we have a grief counselor who is actually on our staff, Allison McGinnis. So if a child has been traumatized, or they're despairing of life or depressed, which many times is an evidence that something could have happened in their life, she is available to them. And so she's a specially trained trauma therapist, and that's a great thing to have on a school campus. Lindale is unique in Smith County for having that. We wish we had them at every campus. But in addition to forensic interviews, a child comes to tell us their story, and it's recorded, and hopefully that means they only have to tell their story one time. And it's then, that recorded interview is then turned over to law enforcement and to child protective investigators. And then we spend the rest of our energies and resources trying to restore health and healing to that child, whether it's medical exams, trauma-focused therapy. We provide family advocacy center caseworker resources for emergency supplies. So a lot of the funding that comes to us will provide that as well. In our schools, we provide two things. We provide prevention safety information for kids so that they understand trauma is something that they should speak up about. And we also provide training for teachers to recognize trauma. So thank you for being a great resource for us and for the support you've given us over the years.
Well, cool. I'll be quick. I don't know what it is about rooms like this that make me more nervous than speaking in front of the church, but it does, and I'm sure everyone else feels the same. But my name is Tyler Looney. I'm the associate pastor here at First United Methodist Church, and we're happy to have you guys here today. One of the things, our mission statement is to make disciples of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world. And we also practice open doors, open hearts, and open minds, somewhere in that order. And one of the things I noticed when I came here 4 years ago and I interviewed is, man, just the ministries of this church. When the pastor was walking me around, is like, holy cow, this church is active every day of the week. And this is all I'll say about the ministries of our church. The question was posed to me that I should ask anywhere I go in an interview. And the question is if the church did not exist in that community, if it were gone the next day, would that community notice that that church was gone? Yeah. If our church were gone tomorrow, this community would notice. There's too many ministries for me to list, and so I just want to say we are so pleased to be in Lindell, and we're so pleased to get to serve this community and know that it is simply for the sake of making disciples of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world. So thank y'all for being here today.
Good morning. My name is Mitzi Patton. I am with Heart and Hands of East Texas, which is the new DBA name for Christian Women's Job Corps of Lindell. So why the name change? Well, because we just don't want to be Lindell anymore. We've got communities around Lindell like Van, Mineola, Hawkins, Winona, and we did not want any women from that area to feel like they couldn't come because they weren't from Lindell. So we are still Christian Women's Job Corps of Lindell. I'm very proud of my ministry. I will not talk for 20 minutes, but I could because I am passionate about it. And I am one of those ministries that's very grateful to First United Methodist Church because they allow us to meet in their youth wing of their building across the street. Our mission is to equip women with job skills and life skills in a Christ-centered environment. And through the pandemic, we have people that have lost jobs and they don't really have great skills in order to go out and get one. So that's what we do. We come in and we walk beside them. We meet them on a one-on-one basis, find out their story, find out what they're needing, and invite them to come to our classes. We do 2 semesters a year. We just started our spring class last week. We have 10 ladies from our surrounding areas. And we even did something special this year at the library, and we had a sip and see tea to try to reach out into unchurched women, and we had 2 ladies that came. And so that's very exciting for us to reach out more into the community. So, we do the 2 semesters a year. Our classes are 2 days a week. They're on Mondays and Wednesdays. And so another one of the bullet points that Shelby asked me to cover was opportunities for y'all to get involved. If you want to get involved, how do you do that? Well, first, just give me a call. I have business cards over there on the table. And we always have somebody that wants to find out how to get involved. Just like Denise Miller just said, I want to get involved. How do I do that? I have a little volunteer sheet you can circle if you want to be a teacher, if you want to be a mentor. Brian White here has taught our financial management classes for the last couple of semesters. So if you're an expert in a certain area, we want to hear from you. We want you to come in and pour into our women. Another way that you can sponsor us is to provide lunches, because we tell the ladies that they don't have to provide their lunches. Mock interviews, employer roundtables, be a sponsor for our 2 fundraisers. We have 10 women now. I would like for us to have at least 21 graduates for this year. And the challenges that we're facing is that I don't want to be Lindell's best kept secret anymore. So we're just hoping that y'all will help us spread the ministry, spread what we do, and encourage people to come and see us. Thank you.
I'm Gwen Thompson. I'm the Finance and HR Director of Hope Haven of East Texas. It is the mission of Hope Haven to partner with churches, families, and the community to provide a safe home environment, minister the love of Christ, and to equip neglected and abused girls in the foster care system, preparing them for healthy adult living. We started out as a group, a therapeutic group foster home for teenage girls that we've been functioning at for over 3 years, but God is bringing more opportunities for Hope Haven just in the last year, and so we're expanding. With expansion and growth comes also great spiritual warfare. So I ask this room to be in prayer for Hope Haven because our staff is under attack as we're expanding. We moved our longest tenured resident into supervised independent living just this weekend. She turned 18, and we got to move her forward for that, so she will receive assistance and support until she turns 22. We're also working with a group in Gladewater to open up an emergency shelter for girls ages 5 to 17 for temporary care until we can get them into a foster home. Ways that you can support us, volunteer efforts. We have a volunteer forum on our website. Mentoring couples. We need parent figures for these girls. Community support financially. Employment opportunities. We are hiring. Becoming a monthly anchor donor, those people that we can depend on to meet our budget for care, and then donation of tangible items. We have 2 big fundraisers for the year, East Texas Giving Day, and last year was our first golf tournament, and that's being held in October. So if you're interested in sponsoring our golf tournament, please see me. And other smaller events, there's a Thrive Women's Conference that's supporting Hope Haven. There's a ladies' night out at the Villa on February 25th that's supporting us. We are going to be one of the Fresh 15 sponsors, so if you're involved in that, we'll benefit some from that. So those are just the different opportunities to help us. Keep praying for us. Excuse us, because we got a lot of broken girls in a broken society that we're trying to help heal. Thank you.
I'm going to keep my eye, this kind of peripheral vision on Shelby. I'm Marlene Elkins. I'm a volunteer coordinator for the Hospice of East Texas, and we are celebrating 40 years of service here in Smith County and the 23 counties we serve here in East Texas. Our mission is to provide care to individuals and their families that are dealing with life-limiting illness, and to provide support after the loss of the loved one in our grief support and bereavement department. As a nonprofit, we do care for anyone that needs our service, regardless of their ability to pay. And we do care for infants on up to, I've seen people as old as 107 years old on our service, and even older. So we do care for anyone that needs us, and we provide comprehensive bereavement services. And what that means in here today, the last 2 years have been very difficult. We're seeing the difficult grief compounded, people losing not only loved ones to the life-limiting illness that would be part of a natural progress in life, but also to COVID. Our staff continues to go into homes and into the hospital to care for people with COVID. And families, often when one person in the family gets COVID, the entire family falls to it. So it's been very difficult. And the grief, many people were not able to grieve appropriately during this time. So our services are available to anyone that needs us. You can go to our website or see me after the meeting to find out more. Ways you can help. I'm a volunteer coordinator, so I'd love to see you volunteer. See me afterwards so I can share with you the ways you can volunteer right now. How many of you have been, but just a quick show of hands, to our home place facility, which is located in Tyler? So there's quite a few of you. Well, I believe hospice really runs on coffee. You can host a coffee drive for us. We're open 24/7 at our home place. The families and nursing staff do drink a lot of coffee. So groups and even individuals will host a coffee drive and bring it. If that's something you'd like to do, see me after. And I've heard people say, pray for us. Continue to pray for us. Our mission, our families, our staff, our nursing staff and our aides, our chaplains. This has been very difficult. It is already a difficult journey. And like I said, it's compounded as it has been for all of us with this time of COVID. Thank you for your support.
Hello, my name is Shannon Reed. I am the new director at Lily Russell Memorial Library, so my goal is to hit 60 seconds. This is my first solo act as far as speaking in front of everyone. So our mission is to be a resource for all. I love library work because you meet all walks of life, and we're there to help you pray with you. We're there to help you figure out how to write a check. We're there to help you use the computer. You know, we're really, especially through COVID, a place, a community hub for people to come. And my favorite thing when people walk out is sometimes they'll say, wow, this has been fun, just through the conversations that we have. Opportunities for involvement, volunteers, committees, and sponsorships. Those are our big ones. We're always trying to participate and put something on. So there's different committees that we have. Right now, a challenge that we're facing is funding for our Imagination Library. So we are looking to start a committee for that. Imagination Library helps us provide books to kids 0 through 5, and the books get mailed to their home. So our goal, of course, it's to be a resource for all, but it's to continue education, continue reading, and Imagination Library is something that we still want to participate in. Our goals for 2022, continue our Imagination Library. We want to do more outreach in the community, so I hope that I'll be seeing you all out. We want to volunteer with other nonprofits and other organizations, and we would love to make a 10-year plan. So as Lindale changes and grows, I would love to continue even to talk to the city about what are the road plans and what is our business going to look like. I know we're on a street that's going to be affected. So as we plan this year, we're really having to look at where we're going to be in 5 years and 10 years. Thank y'all.
Good morning, everyone. For those that don't know me, my name is Sergio Robledo. I am Director of Operations for Lindale Soccer Association. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about us. We're a 501c nonprofit. And our mission is dedicating to providing youth recreational soccer program for every child in the Lindale area and surrounding communities. We try to offer a fun and safe environment for them that's both encouraging and rewarding for every player in our program. I don't know if a lot of people know, but the association is entirely run by volunteers. All the board members are all parents with children of our own and full-time jobs. And we just volunteer for the love of the sport and the children in our community. The vision of the Lindale Soccer is to generate a lifelong love of the game in our youth. And we also want to serve as another talent pool for LISD, right? We have a soccer program in LISD, and we try to do that through implementing a club approach and how we train the kids progressively. The top 3 challenges we have is volunteer involvement. We have 4 vacancies on our board as well. So the more hands we have, the better we can serve the community. Around this time with pandemic and everything, we have a lot of kids that were stuck at home, right? So having them out there playing is really good for their mental health. And the other challenge for us is field conditions, and it's looking at the safety of the kids, right? So we would require fencing. We'd love to have fencing around the fields to keep hogs off the fields, cows off the fields, trucks off the fields, right? We've had trucks being driven, and that just makes it hard for the kids to play. They can hurt their ankles in a divot, whatnot. Irrigation systems for that as well comes along with that, and leveling the fields and grading them out. So that requires an amount of investment that we don't have. So we all, as far as involvement goes, the 3 top ways you get involved is volunteering on the board, any sponsorships we can get, and biggest one is get involved as a coach. We always need coaches to help coach the kids. You do not need to know anything about soccer. I send out a lot of practice plans for the younger kids. It's all about having fun. And right now we're at 575 kids. It's a record spring season coming up. And we also employ other kids in the community through refereeing. So we allow some of our young teenagers to earn some money as well while they're out there. So that's it. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jackie McFadden, and I'm the president of the Smith County chapter of the Right to Life of East Texas. The Right to Life of East Texas has actually been in existence for 30 years. It's based in Longview, but we decided to just try to impact our local community here. My husband Larry is with us today, and the treasurer of our group is Jana Moore. And so we just started in January of last year. We've already been to we've had a booth at the Country Fest last year, and we were at the East Texas State Fair. Our goal, as I'm listening to everybody here, there's so many volunteers for vulnerable women and girls and children, and that just really touches my heart. But the most vulnerable among us is the unborn. And so I'm just so glad that this is a spiritual group, and we understand that abortion is a heinous practice. I've been a nurse for 40 years, and I'm just passionate about this. We've got to save our children. And so there's so many ways to combat this problem. From a national level, we're hoping that Roe v. Wade will be overturned, but that just begins our work. We have to work a lot to help change the hearts and minds. Well, in Smith County, we have really been blessed with a lot of pro-life entities like Living Alternatives. Bev Klein is a member with us, and there's just all kinds of organizations. We want to pass the ordinance to make Glendale the next sanctuary city for the unborn. So please help us in that effort. If you want to become a member, we have membership forms here on our table, and we also are getting I'm looking at Shelby here. We all also want to get the message out to young people that sexual purity is a good thing. And so we want to have because of my nursing and because of a young lady that has written a book and her story and the devastation when she had her abortion, we're going to go into youth group places and young people to give them the message that counters the culture that says that you can remain sexually pure and you have your whole life ahead of you. So that's what we're all about. So come join us. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Dave Brucker. I'm with the Society of St. Vincent de Paul. It's really inspiring to see all the nonprofits here and hear the stories on there. We're a nationwide charitable nonprofit, faith-based, and our local chapter here is out to help people in the Lindale area kind of get over a tough spot. That's our goal. Everybody runs into a tough spot once in a while, and that's what we're here to do. The main way that we do that is through the home visit. That's kind of our core activity. And in the core activity, in the home visit, we'll get a call from somebody that says, hey, we're in a tough spot, and we'll go out and visit with them. And the nice thing about going out to them is you see them in their setting. They're more relaxed. You can also see what else is going on and maybe offer a service that you might be able to suggest, whether we do it or we refer to somebody else. Just you'll see the little kids running around. You'll see something, a car out in the yard, and maybe you can suggest some other things. So that's the core activity that we do on there. Other activities, well, what we'll do is we'll end up paying, a partial rent, maybe a utility bill. We'll give them a box of food and maybe a gift card or two, and then refer them to other services. And actually, after hearing all these stories, I'd like to make sure we add you all to our list that we give them. The other activities that we do a food distribution over at Holy Family Church once a month, second Saturday. It was just a few days ago. We do an angel tree, Christmas gifts to the Lindale Nursing Home residents over there, and then a family or two. And then the new thing that we have is a St. Vincent de Paul pharmacy, and that's giving out prescription drugs at no cost to those that qualify. So we'll let people know how they can benefit from that as well. And then in 2020, we did 30 home visits. We distributed 300 bags of food to feed the need. We distributed Christmas presents to 60 nursing home residents, and then we had a lot of direct aid. So if you have any questions, I'll be in the back after, as well as Jim, and we'll be ready to go. I have a double header. Okay, let me turn around. Okay. Now, I'm Dave Brucker with the Knights of Columbus. And the purpose, I just want to let you know about the Knights of Columbus, not really asking for anything. You may have seen us around. We're the guys that we're associated with Holy Family Church over here. And our purpose is, again, we're a nationwide faith-based nonprofit. And our motto is Men of Faith and Men of Charitable Action. Our purpose is growth in faith life for ourselves and then to help our community as best we can. You may have seen us around. We're the guys that do the fish fries on Fridays over there at church. We're the guys, I don't have any of these, we're the guys that you've seen in church with the fluffy feathers that come out the back and the swords, and we show up at church events and patriotic events like that. So that's us. So you may have seen us around here. Our donations, we raise a little bit of money is primarily what we do, as well as trying to help the faith within our community. Our donations go to local high school scholarships. We provide a couple scholarships for Lindale seniors over here. Special Olympics, David Powell Food Pantry, Right to Life, Father Heart Maternity Home, and Habitat for Humanity. Those are the primary organizations that we support. So anyway, our big fundraiser is we participated in Country Fest in the fall, and we raffle off some guns, and that's been real successful for us. So thank you for stopping by our booth and buying some raffle tickets. So that's us. Thank you very much.
Hello, everybody. I am Cindy McCall, and I am the Executive Director for Starbright Therapeutic Equestrian Center. You may not have heard of us, but we're going in our year 2 as of this month. We've had the opportunity to serve over 100 kids, adults, special needs individuals. What we do is equine therapy. So we look for anyone with any kind of a challenge. It could be social, it could be cognitive, or it could be just physical. We have, kids that some of them come ride, and honestly, we have a boy, he's like 15, he has cerebral palsy, he doesn't speak, he doesn't walk. He's a lot of challenges in life, but when he gets out there and he gets on a horse, he's bigger than you. He can walk. He can even make sounds that we never knew he could make before, because he'll do it for a horse, all for a horse. It's a really, really amazing ministry to be a part of. I'm so excited to be there and get to see the growth, whether it's physical in these kids or to get to see a parent just cry because their kid's so stinking happy for that 1 hour. Anyways, what we have as far as what we're looking for, mostly we are women that work there. There's all of 6 of us. And I thought I'd dress up for y'all and try to look cute. And then I thought, you know what? I'm going to work with 11 horses. And you probably don't care because I don't want to change. So I'm going to go play with horses and get dirty after this. But what we have, for the most part, talking about my little kid, Christian, that's what I'm going to call him. When we put him on that horse, he's 100% trusting that he's going to stay on that horse because we're going to hold him on that horse. He doesn't have the capability to hold himself there. He does have a great core strength. He's grown that core strength like nobody's business by riding on that horse, but he doesn't have it yet. So for women like us, we have to put him on a halflinger. We have to put him on a shorter, thicker horse because we're short and we're not that strong. And we really, really need some guys that would be able to come out, even if you could say, I could commit on Tuesday at 1:30 to help Christian ride for that 1 hour, and then you can go. We'll find somebody else to help Susie Joe that can hold herself up there, or 87-year-old, somebody else that's just going blind, but she can ride like the wind. It's just a really cool place, y'all. Most of our volunteers show up and then they leave in tears and they're like, I had no idea how special this place really was. So I guess, we consider ourselves an extension of the church. I'm just lucky enough to have a job that allows me to serve and glorify God in everything I do by getting to work with these kids. And I'm usually not this person, right, Megan? I'm getting a little emotional on y'all, but I really, really love what I do. And I really hope that you guys would consider us when it comes to volunteering or just getting the word out, or if you know of somebody that needs that, whether they need, even my own self. It's very good therapy for me to be out there and be with my 1,500-pound Lucy. And she'll put me in my place and go, Cindy, your problems are not that big, babe. Get it together. So anyways, I'm with Starbright Therapeutic Equestrian Center, and we're excited to be a part of the Lindell Chamber of Commerce.